But if it's full, like you just said, you will have
Right.
to wait. Like you would literally have to wait, but they can't hold you past your out date. But they can if you don't have a
Uh,
parole site.
okay,
They
that's
can.
all I'm about to
Yeah.
ask. If you don't got no way to go to,
Yeah.
that's what they do. So, since you've been out of prison, what have you learned about what's gonna help you not never go back, Ajala?
Uh, Peace of mind, just being humble, just them memories of being in jail. That's gonna always humble me. Just just 5 years. I just think about that. Like I'm just now getting used to me doing all that time since I came home. I swear to God, just it never really hit me while I was gone. I used to wake up and be like, damn, I'm really in jail. I did that shit like every day, like, damn, I'm still in jail. So it ain't gonna really hit you until you home. But like
So
me
what?
personally, I don't have thoughts of doing anything crazy or I want to get a job and just take care of my family, man.
So that was my next question. So once you get out of prison and the state or county or the federal system now declares you a felon or you what they call them misdemeanors, felonies,
Yeah,
all them charges. So how does that affect you in 2025 on getting a job? And
that's what.
what can you say about after you get the job, if you get a job, how do people treat you at the job knowing you're a felon?
I ain't went through that, but I can say, as far as getting a job as a felon, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get denied, and I didn't really know the seriousness of it till I just came home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I've never really
Been
took
a felon
jobs.
before, so now
Yeah,
you experiencing what other
yeah,
people who's been felons experiencing,
yeah,
and which has caused them to do what? Go back to jail
yeah,
because they can't get money
yeah.
the legal
And
way.
if you don't have a support team, then this I don't care where you at, bro. It's gonna be it's gonna be a higher chance of you going back. Recidivism is real. That just means when someone gets out of jail and goes back to jail, that's what recidivism is. You're
Yeah.
gonna have a higher recidivism rate if you don't have a good support team because the economy already messed up.
Okay, so this
And you
is
a felon.
right.
So
That's how.
it's a
Oh, the
double
double.
as
Yeah.
yeah.
So, do you think it affects you more because you black? Do you know white felons that get better jobs? Because I be wanting to know how felons work at Mayo,
Yeah.
or how felons have all these good jobs and none of them seem to be black. That's what I want to know. How you get out of prison for being a child molester or
Hmm.
a rapist, and then you get this good job,
Yeah, that's
and
another
you're
thing.
white.
Yeah, it's not even white. It's what is it called? Favoritism. It's regular stuff though, you know. This is the type of stuff that go on in jail too.
They
So it's
do.
not different. Yes, like a white boy, but they got it to in jail to where you have to have a certain amount of Mexicans working, a certain amount of white people, a certain amount of black people, because they used to only have all white people working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they feel comfortable around them. And
Right.
it's the same thing in the world. They don't care if you, but that's one thing about you can be a felon and get a job. It just depends on what type of. It depends on two things: what type of felony you have, and what the job requirements
Quite.
of the felons.
Okay.
Because I got felons, but obviously, but like I don't have anything violent on my background, so that's what a lot of jobs really look for is if you have something violent or are you a
Theft,
theft or if you keep
violent
stealing and
theft,
yeah.
or what's the other one they always ask on job
And then I don't
applications?
even ever hear them saying nothing about no child, you know what I'm saying, stuff. And they get funded in jail too, the child molesters. They get funded by the feds and
The feds fund child molesters.
yeah,
What
it's
you mean
crazy.
by that? Elaborate.
So when I got to Big Muddy, they got 4 houses. This one house. It's nothing but child molesters in there. They've been in there for like 50, 60 years.
So it's just a whole place with where child molesters live.
Yes. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Like when you see them, you gonna just your hairs just stand up because they all old creepy men and they got like
So
canes and walkers. You'd be
so
like,
it's all child molesters that get funded.
yeah,
This
like
may be off a little track, but Larry Hoover still in prison and Jeff Ford and all them still there, but they fund child
yeah,
molesters.
yeah. They
Actually, what you mean by funding? Elaborate. What that mean?
um
The state getting money?
basically,
But the state give everybody money that's in prison.
Nah, they get more than us, and they get special privileges. Like anything that happens in a joint, any leisure activities, they're gonna be the first one to do anything. They got the best privileges. I don't know how.
Because they destroy somebody's life by molesting them or raping them. They get the best.
But, okay, look, let me not just say that. Lifers in general.
Okay, lifers.
But
most lifers are child molesters.
A lot like the white, like, is
yeah.
Kinda. Like when you see white people in jail for crimes and they have life, it's because it's something in that category. Like it's something. I mean, but you can be having people in there for killing people and stuff like that. But like I'm telling you from my experience, when I got to my first prison,
they straight up, Deshaun, got people in prison on the other side, lifers, child molesters, whatever. They'll live in a whole nother area of the prison.
No, it's the same area. It's just we in different houses. You know, it's X houses.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So they won't put them with the regular, like the young people like us. Mm-hmm. It's just they literally have a house to where the X house all old men, and it's like 400. It's like 400 some people that fit in that building. So I don't know. It's just
so they get different privileges because they lifers and they have molested or raped somebody. But my son is in prison for 20 years for robbing somebody. But he's in the state of Texas, and each state does something different.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap this up because this has been a minute. So my last question I want to ask: how do you think, when you in prison and you a father and your kids got to come see you in prison, how do you think not letting the kids, this is the two-part, should you not let the kids see their father in prison, or should you let you see the kids in prison? Because just say, for instance, what if the father got life?
Right. And then how I look at that situation is, first off, because I just went through it with my situation. You still got to be a parent at the end of the day. The mom still has to be a parent, and part of being a parent is making sure that your kid is able to obtain and see their father. That's how I feel.
Right.
But
no matter where he's at, right?
Yeah.
And see, that's how. Okay, so my stepfather was in prison, and I used to be telling my mama all the time I want to go see my stepdaddy in prison. Well, she took me a couple of times when I was younger, but then once I got older, she stopped taking me because their relationship went sour. But what that got to do with me? I want to see my daddy.
Yeah.
Because y'all into it. Why do I now got to suffer? So what do you say about mothers or fathers who be being bias of that situation? Because by that happening, I have a sister and a brother who didn't know their biological father because he was always in prison. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying we can fix that situation, but what I'm asking is, how could we do stuff differently moving forward? Not saying we want nobody father in prison. I'm just saying, like, if your father was in prison and he was in there for life or 20, 30 years, would you want your mother to take you to see your father?
Till I'm old enough to, yes.
Till you old enough to go myself, yourself.
Yeah. If me and my dad have that relationship.
Right. What if y'all don't have that relationship? Would you still want to go see him?
I mean, I would, but it wouldn't
Would you?
Yeah. If he want to see me, yeah.
But what if he didn't want to see you and you just want to see, just say, this, we got to edit a lot. We know this, this nigga your daddy.
Yeah.
Right. Or this man your daddy, or this woman is your mother, and she went to prison. And she went to prison when you was a baby. And this just us speaking metaphorically. Be off topic, but I'm just, since we've been talking about prison, I'm popped up in my head.
Along with you.
So you a baby, your mama had you, now she committed a crime, or your father committed a crime, and you a baby, and your mama mad at your daddy, or the daddy mad at the mama, and now the child don't get to know they other parent because they're in prison, because basically the other parent's like, Fuck
Yeah.
that nigga, fuck that bitch. They went to prison. That's on them. They didn't want to be a parent. You don't
Hmm.
think that's selfish?
Yeah, but that's what happens. There's a lot of people in there
Oh
that's like
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying, and that's
Yeah,
why I want to make this content
yeah,
because I grew up with my stepfather, not my biological father. My stepfather was that nigga if he don't get no bigger. You understand what I'm saying?
hmm,
So when he went to prison and got displaced from us, and I didn't get to see him often, that just did something to me mentally,
yeah.
emotionally. It started making me think like
Like,
men is sent off artists. They just want to have kids with women and then end up in prison. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So what can we do with the now generation, 2025, 2030, 2050, 2080, 3000? What can we do? Not just talking on YouTube. I'm talking about like what message could we send out to do? Because there's always going to be people in prison. As
Yeah,
long as there's a prison, there's going to be people in it. It's always going to be people committing crimes. There's always going to be one parent doing this and the other one doing that. So what can we do to make the child know I still love you, but I fucked up?
it started with yourself before anything because if you can't fathom that your kid
Man
need,
or woman,
yeah,
start
or
with yourself.
yeah,
Okay.
like if you can't fathom that, that's a responsibility as a parent for you. That's just what I feel like. It's
Right.
different for other people,
Right.
but for my situation,
We on my channel and we
yeah.
talking.
So it's
So
like
yeah.
I'm gonna just use me for example. Like you know what I'm saying. I was taking care of my kids. I was I was living with my kids. I wasn't just no half dad. I was a dad before my homies and was having kids and was thought it was cool. I was doing it, and so when I went to jail and my relationship kind of expired or whatever. Uh, I was mad at her because she wasn't letting me see my son. Like she wasn't bringing him up there. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him over the phone and stuff like that. But I'm like, man, why you don't come to me? Like what's going on? And it hit different because you know what I'm saying. When you a real dad, it kind of hit different. But I don't know. I feel like it all start with the person. It all got to start with ourselves because you can put a message out there, or you can expose, you can shine light, you can do
Right.
whatever. But if you don't change yourself and the next person, it all starts within everybody else. So it's like,
Because at the end of the day, it's the children who's being
yeah,
affected by
yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
the other parent want to be mad because you in prison or how you got there.
yeah,
That's not going to change the fact that I'm not a father.
yeah.
That's not going to change the fact I'm not a mother or I don't love my child or vice versa. So
And that's important for a kid to have a father figure. I can't even say it's more important than a female
right,
or a son or daughter because they're both equally important for you
right,
to have your dad in your life.
right.
That's a especially at that age because they getting to learn, and that's a vital thing, bro, that I don't think females even really think about like that. I
See,
don't think
and
they really
it
think about
see
that.
to me, I think I don't know how people gonna feel about this when I post this and that, but to me, I think y'all weak now in 2025. Y'all whine about everything. Like I stated before, I wasn't gonna wait on my baby daddy to give me money, so I started hustling weed. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Why should I have to keep running down there asking him for Pampers when I know he don't want to do it? I'm not gonna ask somebody something when you know you created this child like I did,
yeah,
and now I'm finna bag you to do for yours. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
the same way you was bagging me for my koozie, that's how you should have been bagging on getting Pampers.
Yeah,
That's just how I feel, and that's
yeah,
the area that I was raised in. And I don't think it should be any different because I think if you grown enough to make a baby, then you should be grown enough to be responsible for a
take care
baby
of that baby.
in or out of prison. We're gonna
Yeah,
keep going back to the topic at hand that I was talking about because when my stepfather was in prison, he would send us stuff for Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, New Year's, all that, because I grew up Christian.
yeah.
So he would do those type of things. So do they still allow them to do that in prison? Like, can you still send your kids stuff in prison and do stuff like that? Because I don't know.
Yeah, you can still like it. Like I say, it's all a smoke screen. They got programs for this type of stuff. Like anything
But
you
what
talk
makes
about,
you eligible for?
you don't like being a prisoner. You can be eligible. They got a program right now where they gonna come pick your kids up from your house.
What, in Illinois?
Yeah, you can come get your they'll come get your kids and bring them to you.
See, they
But
don't have that in Texas where my son in Texas prison. My son in Rocheron, Texas prison, and I'm not lying y'all. It looked like slavery. He's in the middle of
yeah,
nowhere.
yeah, that is the worst prisons. And I'm being 100.
I
That
know
ain't
Texas,
Illinois, yeah.
Mexico, all that.
California
Yeah,
and Texas.
yeah,
California, Texas, and New York. Them the worst prisons to be in.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I kind of feel I could see what are you going through because the prisons out there is they make Illinois look like it's a piece of cake.
Right. And if he would have committed his crime in Illinois, he still wouldn't be in prison.
Nah,
So
hell
in
no.
conclusion, I want to say do the best we can to stay out of prison. Let's do that. Because we all been to the place where we feel like we want to bust somebody's head to the white for free.
Mhm.
But do we want to lose our freedom for that and keep paying these Caucasian people money for us being in prison? And what do you think the prison system could do better?
Shit, advocate more for. Bro, there's so much that they can do better. First off,
What? Just give me just run it down.
the pay. You working, you slaving all day for nothing. For how much they give you? Like $5 a month for working. That the prison systems is actually decent. It's the court systems that's messed up. The prison system that I encountered that I was just in, it wasn't that it's corrupt. It's a lot of corrupt stuff, but it ain't really too much that I mean, like the topic earlier about the trannies and
Right.
it's a lot of
How
drugs.
about how about the water? Is the water good in prison? We
Yeah,
know the food is horrible. Everybody
yeah,
say that.
yeah.
What about like guards? You got to beware guards because a lot of people that I know that's been to prison told me some have had sex with guards, some have had altercations with guards,
Yeah,
physical and verbal. So
yeah. But that's just that's the harmony of being in jail is, bro. These people that got that's you taking orders from is the same as you. They
right,
just work for these. They work
they
for.
just work for you.
So
That's
it's
it.
COs bringing. It's a lot of
They
corruption.
drink, they smoke weed,
No,
they
but
do
they
all.
bring drugs in. The COs they
Yeah,
bring drugs in. They racist. Some
yeah,
of them racist, like they're human, so they have faults. And
like everybody
sometimes,
else.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they'll come to work mad and then try to
yeah,
take it out on you. So it's
yeah.
just like stuff like that
He
can
mad
be
because his
changed.
wife ain't suck his dick last night,
Yeah.
so he finna go find somebody else to take it out on,
Hmm.
or find a little young prisoner dude to suck his dick that likes sucking dick.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah.
part.
For real. For real.
I
For real.
know.
But now it's starting to change. We in the evolution of the prison systems all around the
Well,
United States because there's drugs in there. It's drugs. The drugs is making this the whole it's just different now. Like the joints is starting to be taken over by the inmates again. We just had a run to where the COs ran the jail. Now it's inmates. The inmates run the jail now.
speaking of the prison system and all that, do you think society should be ran by police, or you think we should police ourselves, like how Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover, and the Black Panthers and people along that line, the area? Because you're 26 and I'm 48, so with the age gap of difference, I grew up when my neighbor could whip me.
Yeah.
And now, if your neighbor whoop you, she going to jail or he going to jail. So, do
Yeah.
you think we should go back to where we have more community and policing each other, or you think we should just stay out of each other business, not know each other, and not?
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Like I don't think we should ever go back, even though those was the good days. But it's too much change in the world for us to go back. It's too much hatred in the world for us to go back to them days of doing showing that type of discipline to the neighborhood kids, so to speak, and stuff like
Right.
that. Though, but I don't think it should be governed by the police neither.
So,
I honestly can't. If anything, it should be governed. I feel like we would be more safer if it was governed by our peoples. But then again, that's gonna be a. It's not gonna. That's not gonna last. It's not gonna be a good thing for very long because it's too much hatred in the world and it's too much. It's too many wars instead of anything else. Instead of positive
unity, comedy
positivity,
come together.
it's too many
So, you
wars.
think So you don't think we should be a village anymore? Because that's what we were back then, is a village
Yeah, I still believe in it. I think we should be a village and stick together. But like I said,
to a certain extent.
yeah, because it's too much hatred, bro. Like it's too much of everything negative going on in this world for us to go back in time and try to like relive
Recreate,
history,
right.
so to speak.
So we should move forward with a
Yeah,
different village and a better village
yeah,
for the generation that's here.
yeah,
Because I'm a grandmother and I be tripping off them because they get mad at me because I be like, I'm gonna beat y'all till the cows come home, and they talking about 6-7, and I don't know what 6-7 is.
Why
Do
do I keep hearing that?
you don't know what it is either?
Nah, they keep all the kids steady saying that though. I don't know what that is. 6-7.
But do you see how we don't even know what that is?
Yeah,
But how we gonna know how to keep moving forward with the next generation if we're not keeping up with them?
I mean, that's
We got to think about how we gonna move forward because you got kids, I
that's a
got
good question.
grandkids.
It's a
So
good question.
how are we gonna keep them out of prison, out the prison system, if you don't even believe we should have a village?
No, I believe in a village. I believe we should have a village, but I'm just saying, in this time and day, I don't think that village is going to last long because somebody gonna get mad at the other person in the
But
village.
that always happens.
Yeah, so it's like for us to go back in time, and then time is like obviously, I feel like everything recycles itself anyway. Like
Right.
all this stuff been out
Way before.
Yeah,
Yeah, just in a different way.
Yeah,
Now, it was technology, but just in a different way.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna repeat itself anyways. But how we evolving as people and as a black community, even as the white community, we all evolving and trying to get past everything that we just went through with them, and then trying to figure out our own community. So it's like it's really a rabbit hole to go down. Like it sounds good. I believe in a village and raising, looking out for each other.
Because we can't keep having the same thing of everybody keep going to prison for the littlest things, and it's mostly people that look like you, me, your children, my grandchildren that end up in there for the smallest things. But non-melanated people get to go to counseling, or they get a different option other than prison. So what can we do to make that option equal for us too, other than protesting, marching? Like what do you think as a 26-year-old in 2025 we should do to make the next generation not keep being as incarcerated as before? Because you just told me they're getting liquid funds off us.
Yeah.
Every time we go there, they getting paid. When you get booked, you getting paid.
A lot.
Every day you in prison, they getting paid.
Yeah.
So what can we do to stop having them getting paid off us? Because that's modern day slavery.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't.
What? Just tell me what you think. It's just an opinion.
So I feel like, honestly, like I said, it's really all start within yourself because we be knowing, like, but you can shine the light on something,
right?
Like you can expose the truth,
like you said,
and you
before,
can be alive and woke in your third eye, whatever.
Right? How you want to put it?
You gotta have a solution towards, because I didn't been in them situations to where I understand your question, but you really can't answer that because we don't have the answers yet. Like people can say stuff like, okay, well, it start with yourself, but at the end of the day, we know what the problem is, that we could shine a light and identify the problem, but it's not really nothing we can do because everybody not on the same page. That's why I say it start with yourself, because you could want to have the change and want to do better and see the problems and know what to do, but if we don't come together and be united, it's just
you said exactly what I was thinking. When is we gonna start back coming together? Because when I grew up, it was Jesse Jackson say nope to dope and yes to hope and Al Sharpton and all them. We don't have any more leaders, and then they keep throwing salt on Dr. Umar. I like the brother. I ain't agreeing with everything he say, but Dr. Umar, I'm gonna show him to you once we get off here. He's a cool brother, but he speaks a lot about being Pan-African. He used to be Muslim. He talk about the prison system a lot, the educational system a lot. And I just think if it was more of us coming together, even on podcasts, saying, no, this person don't deserve 15 years for their crime, but this person don't deserve 30 years for their crime, because I believe the crime should fit the time. in every state.
Yeah, most
I
definitely.
think it's unfair that Texas has a law that they could just basically give you as much time as you want. My son told me he was in there with a person that had been in there since they was 16 and they was 70
Yeah.
for petty stuff, stealing candy bars and stuff like that for back in the day. So we have to do something as melanated people to. I think we should start a hashtag free. I don't know.
The best thing you can do is just be a voice for them. Do the same shit Kim Kardashian doing, prison reform. Like that's the only way you can
I
ever.
don't got the pull like Kim
That's what I'm saying
Kardashian.
though. Like
You
that's
know
the
what I'm
only
saying?
way that you can even get heard or seen is if
You
you got a
don't,
platform.
but you like you gotta have that type of network and that pull. You gotta know this nigga to know that nigga to know that nigga, and
Yeah.
she know this nigga to know that nigga
Yeah.
for shit to happen. And
Yeah.
then you gotta figure out if that nigga gonna fuck with you or not.
Yeah, you know how many
Because
people it is just like us that want to make a change or
that be died for it.
yeah, it's a lot, and the numbers is growing every day. It's a lot of people like us that be thinking the same way we think. That's like, man, how can I change the pattern of everybody want to
Do
that's
something
everybody's
different.
goal is to
Yeah.
have peace in their life.
To have
Even
something
the
different.
niggas
Yeah.
that's killing each other, they all want
want
peace.
peace.
We all
Yeah.
want the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we not the only ones that think like this, but you ain't gonna. It's really hard when you don't have a platform, and even when you got a platform, it's still challenging. But us being
Because you
regular
got to
people,
get your platform to grow. You got to
Yeah.
get people to listen.
and
You
you
got
gotta
to
put a lot
find.
of footwork in. After
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. You
That's
got
the easy part.
Right.
The putting it out there. You gotta sit down with it's gonna get political.
right.
It's gonna turn into something that's gonna be
People
exaggerated.
right. People
You gotta be
feelings
ready.
gonna feel
Yeah.
some type of way. But thank you, Dushan, for letting me interview you, neighbor. And assalamu alaikum.
Wassalamualaikum. Yeah. Wassalamualaikum. I put my